Okay, so let's see how to make a humanoid character with a box modeling technique so that we use mirroring. I was late too, so no panic. So we have just begun. Okay, so I'll share my screen and I go to Photoshop and make a quick sketch there of the character that I have in mind. Let's have a new file. New 4. So this time I'll go with a vertical format. There. And let's make a layer. And my brush is weird. Change it. Okay. Start drawing then. So what I want to do is I want to make the character as a side view and the front view. So here we go. Here would be the lines with which to work on. And yeah, I said I wanted to make a kind of bird character or bird guy with a beak. This. And maybe he could have like this sort of long shirt or skirt like thing. No, I want to give him pants.
Hey, can I just ask, um,
Yeah.
that is it better to like create the outlines of the character first and then just like later add the piece of clothing? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I'm first making the sketch of the character and then add the clothing.
Yeah.
No, that's maybe smarter, as you say. So he'll have these short pants and these kinds of like bird-like leg feet. And he will have to be in the so-called either T pose or A pose, which would mean like you've probably seen the T pose before. This is how a T pose looks like. And then A pose is similar, but the hands are more like this. So he will have like only 3 fingers. And I think huge eyes. Yeah, that will look funny. How would he look like from the front? Oh, and I think he could have also these kinds of sideburns, which will make it even funnier, like this. You have to think about the shoulder line and where and how fat or thin his neck will be. And there's the A pose that he's having. And yeah, I'm thinking him as a he now. Because, well, you are the creator of the character, you can choose their gender, of course. And I think I'm putting too much like anatomy in here because I want him to be actually quite simple. So the final character won't have this much stuff on him. Yeah, again, I think it's logical to have three finger-like things and also three claws. And I'm getting off the, yeah, you know, this should be all in the same line and it's not. Fuck. And I think the legs will be like much thinner in the real in the model. Something like this. Isn't tight. Okay. So really simple drawing is basically enough here, just that you know what you'll be doing in a general sense. Okay, let's start up Blender, and there should now be a new version of Blender available, and I think I need to make a new shortcut for that new version. So back to Finder, apps. Yeah. There's Blender, and yeah, because last week I asked the IT guy Albert if we could get the newest version of Blender here into the classrooms, and he said yes. And now it's there. And I can see that they have also updated the Substance software. I mean, if you want to have actual realistic looking human characters, there are lots of shortcuts for doing that. So you don't have to model it from from the start. Other preferences. There we go. And there's the box. And this time I'm going to use a technique called mirroring with it. But first I want to make the torso of the character and the beak, because they will be easier to make without the mirroring technique. Okay, I'm going to start with the head of the character, and just click S for scaling down the box a little bit. Okay, not too much. I think that's good enough for now. Then I move it a little bit up. And I go into edit mode. You already know how to do this. And click on enable mesh symmetry in the x-axis. Okay, a short stop here. I want to see what people have drawn, because that might take still some time. I'll pause the recording for now. So now most people have drawn their characters, and I'll share my screen again and let's continue with making the character. So there's my box, and obviously it needs more geometry. And this time I'm going to give it some like general geometry. I don't remember if I showed this earlier, like last week, but so first of all, I need to have everything selected in the edit mode. Check that you have, like you can always check it by clicking A on your keyboard, and that's how you can select everything. If all the things on your screen are selected in Blender, then you are not in edit mode, you're in object mode, and you need to get into edit mode. Okay, so I need more geometry, and I'll do it from here. Under Edge menu, there is something called the subdivide. and which is like really handy when you need geometry fast. I think we did that in the introduction to visual design tools and theory. I did show subdivide then, but not everybody was there then. So subdivide. And this is what I get, but I want more. I always want more. So I'll click on the, I'll click open the subdivide options. And I want to tell the box how many cuts it should have. Now it has one cut overall. So yeah, I think 2 cuts is enough for my character because yeah, this was the head, and I want to draw out um, a neck out of it, and also yeah, remember I had the beak that will come out here, and also the sideburns and the like top crest. So I think I have enough geometry here with these 2 cuts. And yeah, you might remember that in the introduction class, we gave it a little bit of smoothness by clicking here, but I'm not going to do that now. So, but I'm just showing that where you could theoretically make a box into a sphere like quickly, but that's not what we're going to do now. Or not what I'm going to do anyway. So for now, I'm keeping the box as it is and going a little bit closer. And yeah, you might guess that I want to start extruding stuff. And before that, I want to change the name of this cube into bird guy torso. So I will know then later on if I open this file what this was supposed to be. Okay, so now I need the face select mode. And first of all, I want to just draw out the beak, but maybe first of all, I want to change the general shape of this. And then E extrude, there we have a beak. And S for making it smaller. And I try to keep things as easy and clear as possible, but still I want to make it a little bit nose-like. So if you want to make a big-nosed character, this might be also one way of doing it. And then the upper crest, and I think I want it to be coming from here. So make a little bit of like planning for it already, how it will come out. There we go. Yep. So I have this transform tool selected, so I can do these transforms visually, so you can see what I'm doing. But of course, there are other ways of using Blender. Some might just use the S for scale on the keyboard and then put the axis there. So I might, if I wanted to scale on the, let's say, Z axis, I would just click on the keyboard like S and Z, and then it would take just that axis. Yeah. Okay. Do I want? Yeah, I'll leave the sideburns until I have the mirrored thing. And then for the neck and the torso, let's have it out from here. And again, how. And there we go. So maybe I draw it out first a little bit. And then extrude. There we go. I'm starting to shape it a little bit already, as you can see. One more extrude for the shoulders. There. And I need an extrusion where I want the like arms to get off, so extrude. This is where the arms will be attached later. And I need to keep these shapes here as box-like as possible. So I'll be shaping these a little bit later. So I'm almost done with the torso. And please note that I haven't made a like center line here like vertically yet, but I will be doing it. So that will be quite important. Okay. And I think now the time has come to add the center line and then to cut the character. Okay, do you need more time for the torso if I go to the next step?
Carita,
Yes,
why not use the mirror modifier?
I'm going to use it. Yeah, I'm just first making the torso and then I'm going to make them. This is actually the topic of my lesson, using the mirror modifier. I said it earlier, but you weren't there yet.
Yeah.
So that is actually the next step. Cutting the character in half and creating the other half of it with a mirror modifier. Okay, and that's why I'm asking if there are any questions before I do that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can. So I'll put the recording again on pause for a while, and also on Zoom if you have trouble. What is the mirror modifier? Let's share again and let's see how to use it. Okay, I'm going to first go back to the object mode, and you remember where the modifiers were? They were here. And maybe for fun, I will add one modifier for multi-resolution so that it will look smoother. So that will be like our ultimate goal, of course, to give it a smoother look. So here, multi-res, I'll click subdivide twice, maybe. Okay, so this looks already more like the character I'm looking for. But I need another modifier here too. But before that, I'll duplicate my character because I'm paranoid and I know how many mistakes I do. That's why I make duplicates of my models, of my meshes. Other people make different versions of the file, which is fine too. By the way, I haven't saved, so let's save it now. Bird guy. 1A. Okay. I think I'll make a couple of versions too. And then the duplication, Shift and D, and then I click Enter. And now I can just drag my character out here. And now I'll change this character's name. It won't be just the torso, it's the bird guy itself. Okay, bird guy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into edit mode, cut him in half and actually delete half of him. Poor guy. So I need a loop cut, and I'll use Control and R for loop cuts, as is nice, and as you know from last time. So Control and R, and I go to here, to his midsection, and I click once and I click twice, and I'm really careful not to move the loop cut anywhere. And I want a bit more cuts here. So 3 cuts. Why? Because I want to have, yeah, I talked about the crotch earlier, like the space between his legs. So there will be now, I will be dragging his legs out of here and here. And obviously I'll be putting these edges closer to each other. But now the main thing is the middle cut, that I have the middle cut in the exact middle. And that's really important that it's in the center, the middle cut. Okay, and now to the next phase, I need to select half of him. So let's go to the wireframe mode. I click Z, and then I can go and select the wireframe. And I think the face selection mode is best for now. And yeah, select exactly half. I'm dragging my mouse here for the selection. And the first time, I'm not at all certain that it did all that I wanted. Back to Z and solid mode. And let's see if it actually selected everything. So you need to always check with selections if everything that you wanted has been selected. And no, it has not. Here on the top of his head, there are things it didn't select. Yeah, also here in the back. So with shift clicking, I'll just click these faces that were needed. Now exactly half of the character has been selected. And I'll do the painful thing and click X for delete faces. No, only half of him is left. So I'll be nice to him and make the mirror modifier back to object mode. And then let's find a mirror modifier here. Yes?
Before you show the mirror modifier, could
Yep.
you show the settings of the resolution modifier of yours?
Oh, the settings of, yeah, they were actually not needed here. Like,
Okay.
I think I'll put them so that they won't display at all right now.
Okay.
So it doesn't, you can get rid of the multi-res modifier altogether.
Okay.
We'll go see it later on. Anyway, the mirror modifier, it was the important thing. Here, mirror. And now magically it's mirroring half of the character again. And now if I click on the multi-res modifier, I can check that all is good in the geometry still. So it's a kind of checking, because things can go wrong with the multi-res modifier. And if I click on the edit mode, you can see that this mirroring is not real. It's just like there. It just seems to be there. We will later on render the mirror modifier and make real geometry out of it. But for now, we'll use it for our purposes. So super important now is that you don't do anything that has to do with the center line, because that will mess up your mirroring. You can do a little bit of merging here. I usually put more than 0.1 meters. I think I put as much as 1 millimeter of merging. That means that the if there's any like trouble happening here in the center, then it will smooth it out. But that's my most common mistake, and also the most common mistake that other people do, surprisingly enough, that with the mirror modifier, you mess up the center line, or you put stuff into the, like you shift your edges too much towards the mirroring, and then it makes the geometry go wonky. So we have to be super careful with the geometry with the mirror modifier. Just warning you. So now the next thing I want to do is the feet. Oh no, sorry, the legs, and also the arms, and also the sideburns. And now it's like really easy. So I said I wanted to, like here, now I wanted to shift these edges a bit closer to the center. So I'll do it like this. And now I have, like, he has some space between his legs, which makes it easier to also rig the character if need be. And yeah, actually, I think I'll give him a butt before I start extruding stuff. So how do I make a butt? Just like this, extrude. And see, he has a tiny butt. So now I'm doing the modeling a little bit more carefully than what I did last week. As you can see, I'm already shaping a little bit. And now it's enough that I grab just one piece of the leg here, because the other half of the body will just follow me. And then, okay, let's make this invisible. And at this point, I will save often. And let's draw out his knees. Let's draw out this part. Now I want him to have a little bit of what's the word for bochje in English? And yes, I wanted him to have these kinds of birds claws. So let's see how to do that. So I think, okay, the ankles are too wide anyway. So one step back, and let's make the ankles different. Okay. There. Now I could have like the claw in the back, and then I think I'll draw out the two other claws from here and from here. Extrude. So I'm just modeling a bit as I go, as you can see. And let's draw out the other claw. So this, of course, this part depends a lot on what you have designed for your character. That was bad. So now he has kind of two claws, and if I go back to object mode together with the multi-res, I can check like what's missing. Obviously, his torso needs some modeling still for a bird. Well, birds usually do have like thin legs. I might want to have like thinner ankles here. But the idea here is that you start from the big shapes and then you get to the smaller shapes like gradually. Now I will draw out the arms. Extrude. Might have been more wise to have like a small shoulder area here, but yeah, let's do it with like this. And the A pose means that it's not going to be quite straight. Okay. And yeah, I wanted to have these claw-like fingers there as well. So let's see. How would I make them as easily as possible? So here's one extrusion place. And I think another extrusion might happen from here. Okay. So this kind of modeling is good for like cartoony characters, like stylized characters, like I said earlier, where you first need to be really careful with the big shapes, that they are okay. Yeah, and I notice I'm stopping to explain and starting to just model. That's also what often happens, that when you concentrate on the like visual work, then the like verbal part of your brain goes silent for a while. But yeah, as much as I would love to just continue with the modeling and make the best of it, I also need to think of my role as a teacher here. And then after I've done these sideburns, I'll make a round again here, see how you're doing. Also, if you want to shout out in Zoom, that's space, that's fine. Okay, I'll make an extrusion here for the sideburns. I'll call them sideburns. Oh, and save often. Okay. Okay, stopping the recording again for a while and see if anybody has trouble. Or maybe I'll stop recording here and let's see other things after that.